Level 7 is a very interesting level. It's like they call it Violet, but it's at the level of, here's where I liked Audie Dawes' description of it though. He called this level where you can start being the transitional beings in eternity. You're actually, you're on the edge of eternity. And so this is the level of really opening up to awakening, and you're on the edge of eternity, and it's very, very vast and profound. It can feel like this is when you start being both zero and infinity all at the same time. You're both infinite, infinity, but that's like the positive infinity, but then you're also the 0 point. That means there's no self there, there's nothing to hang on to. You actually, what the Buddha said is true, there is no self. You look there and you cannot see a self there at all. And this is why I found this was so beautiful to me to see that surrender is not any sort of doing, it's just the seeing. You look in the moment and there's no self there at all. There's just the vastness of eternity. It's like my experience, surrender to existence means you become existence itself. And that's why losing my university job ended up being wonderful, although I was very heartbroken, because you can't really have, my experience, you can't really have two masters. If I had to, university was a master and existence was a master. That's two masters. You can't have two masters because they work at cross purposes. So in letting go of the university and letting go of the attachment allowed me to surrender much more directly without the artificial boost of the university position, and it allowed me to drop back to the bottom of existence, surrender, and sort of like a Lotsu, be at the bottom, and all of existence opens right up. And that's just surrender totally to existence directly. And so then you just become like a servant of existence, and you're just, the absolute energy just moves through you. You no longer have personal will, but you have the absolute will of existence coming through you. So everything you do is based on the absolute will. And that's a majestic experience. But my experience too is you got to watch out, because fuck ups, David Hawkins was right, is you can lose your you can regress very badly. I think Audie Dawes regressed badly. And I think unfortunately Osho did some regression at the end too. Not as bad. His was more, a lot of his regression was just not paying attention. And letting all this stuff go on in Oregon, all that stuff, putting someone in charge that didn't know what was going on, and they had like oil, they had poisoned water fields and crap like that. Well, Osho wasn't paying attention. It's not he was doing any of that, but he was in charge. It was his old Buddha field. So yeah, so in my experience, I had this experience of being, as Audie Dawes would say, you experience happiness is, you don't have to go anywhere. Love and bliss is. But you can lose that. For me, I lost it, and it's like going to the worst hell. The worst hell is when you've been in an enlightened beingness and it's lost. It is like the worst hell imaginable, because you don't even know what happened. And all of a sudden you've gone from love bliss to your levels can really go down. It feels terrible. And my experience is that you gotta go back and do your work. And you gotta figure out what happened. And maybe there's more surrender. Maybe I've learned too here that you have to let go of your desire to exist. That's the real jump, when you even let go of your desire to exist. Because you see, that means you're still hanging on. You're demanding to existence that I need to exist. So you let go of your need to exist. And there's a jump there, because there's who knows, this could all fuck up right at the end. Maybe the whole thing is a cosmic joke, and there is actually maybe there is such a thing as non-existence. Not non-existence, non-existence. Non-existence means you vaporize into a non-existence where there's no sense of self, gone, you're vaporized. Now that's non-existence. That has to be faced. That has to be risked. You have to take the plunge. And my experience is that's necessary, because you're still frightened then if you don't. So now that's winding down. Now I want to be honest here though. There's other levels, but we're not going to talk about those today, because there's higher levels than this. There's chakras above that need to be worked on, but those are beyond the body chakras, and Maybe we can do that another time. But that's just what I wanted to do, is give you a thumbnail sketch of an embodied non-dual existence through the 7 levels. Okay, how's that? Does it make sense? Okay, as Osho used to say, enough for today. And he'd also we'll go like this. He also do that. I think we're bowing down to each other's divine presence. Okay, well, thank you. There we go.